So we're going to be using a watercolor paper called Reeves BFK to make our cyano prints. I have a large piece of paper here that I am going to tear into small pieces for this project. Okay, cyanotypes. This is the fun part, the science part. So we're going to start with two separate chemicals, and I'm going to mix them with water and put them in these brown jars, and then we'll be ready to sensitize the paper. For this next part, we're going to do a little bit of pretend, because this next part has to be done with subdued light, with the overhead fluorescent lights off. And for ease of viewing, we're going to pretend. So I've measured out equal amounts of chemical A and B in the little tiny cups, and I'm going to mix them together and then paint the mixture onto the white piece of paper. I think there's enough pieces of paper for everybody to make two. You can see the chemicals are measured in just a little tiny bit. You don't need a lot of chemicals. I'm going to mix it together and use my foam brush to paint it on the white piece of paper. When you paint it on, you just want a thin, even layer. Okay, I mixed part A and B together in the little cup there, and I used the foam brush to paint it onto the piece of paper. Notice there's a piece of newspaper under the paper to keep the mess from soaking through onto the table. You want to put newspaper down, and you want to throw the newspaper away. Also, throw your foam brush away. Don't reuse your foam brush. You'll just end up contaminating the chemistry and you won't be happy. So I'm going to go do this for real in the darkroom and then show you the next part. You can let it air dry in the darkroom, or you can dry it with a hairdryer. I'm just going to let it air dry in the darkroom, but you can do it either way. Okay, so my photo paper, my cyanotype paper is dry. There's a little blob on one piece of paper and a little uneven coating on the other piece of paper, but the paper's dry, so I'm going to go ahead and make the prints. And maybe on the second set of prints, if I made more, I would try and make sure that the coating is super even. So I'm going to lay some leaves on the paper, and then I'm going to squish them between some glass. We found that using two pieces of glass and a piece of cardboard works the best. Okay, so I have my blueprint sandwich here with my coated paper on the bottom and my leaves, and then it's squished in between the pieces of glass with the binder clips on it. And then over here is my tiny, tiny light box. There's a giant light box in printmaking, and Professor Tortolot said that you could use it. But I'm not here to show it to you. You can ask him about it, or if you've had silkscreen, then you know how to use it. But I'm just going to use this tiny one because I'm just doing one print today. So I plugged it in, and there's a switch down here. Don't look at the light. I'm going to put the print on it, and it's going to take about 20 minutes. So I'll be right back with you in about 20 minutes. So here are the blueprints. I exposed my blueprints for about 40 minutes. It's a long time on that little light table. You can see that I had a little bit of uneven coating, but it kind of looks cool. But I would rather have even coating and control the coating a little bit more. So I had them exposed for about 40 minutes, and then I took them off of the exposure paper, and I think I'm going to save my leaves just in case I want to reuse them. And I did rinse them in running water. I turned off the water for the recording. I'm going to rinse them a little bit more. You want to make sure that all of the yellow is completely gone and the paper is just blue and white. You don't want to leave any of that yellow chemistry behind. But you also want to wash them gently. If the water is too forceful, it can damage the print. So be gentle with the prints. Okay, so I washed the prints, all the yellow is gone, and now we're going to put some hydrogen peroxide on them. Cool! Wow! It changes color. It will turn darker over time, but the hydrogen peroxide makes it do it instantaneously. All right, cool, thanks. Okay, so now that these are completely rinsed of chemistry, I'm gonna put them on the drying rack, face up, and they'll be ready tomorrow. I hope the directions for the cyanotype were clear and easy to follow. If you need more help, I'll be on campus next week.